Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. How are you guys doing? Happy new moon. I'm on the southeast and the east coast, you guys know. So the new moon will really be peaking for us. This is like an evening moon. Of course, we're in all different time zones, so we experience that differently. But how you doing? Listen, you guys know I will forever roll in to share space with you and not have wait, are we past 30? Whoop, not have my shit together. Y'all, we got to get past that 30-second mark. Friend. No, I just want to print the chart. I really wanted to print. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I really wanted to print the chart. You guys know we have Sun in Sag, we have Moon in Sag, we have Mercury in Sag. Listen, is Venus? Yeah, Venus is still in Sag. Yes. We have a Sagittarius stellium. Very beautiful new moon energy today. If you follow and resonate with, I mean, to a degree, we all have to kind of play Monopoly and dance with the Gregorian calendar, don't we? So you may be viewing this new moon as the last new moon of the year. Excuse me. I really don't personally resonate with that, but I can see, and if you do, over here, we love to hype. We love a reason to set a good intention, to correct our perspective, to find gratitude, to look for magic. We love it. That we're always going to do that over here. So if that resonates with you, I love that for you. It's really not going to load the chart for me. Spirit said, see, that's because you should have already had your stuff together. I wanted to print it out. Can we at least look at it, Spirit? Hold on, guys. Maybe we can load it. Listen, yeah, because you know what? If you're new here, first of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of our soul family. We're going to go ahead and smudge it out. But the way the days go around here, y'all, like if I don't, how did two of these get in here? If I don't click in, the day gets away from me. I have a new moon tarot readings book today. I've got a couple of packages to get out. I have an exam. You know what I mean? Like, look, I sit down and I'm like, let's just tap in. Let's tap in. And Sagittarius mutable fire is fast moving, flexible energy. Who knows where the day may take us, right? Ooh, is this my sandalwood chunk? I don't even remember how this got in my dish, y'all, but we have some sandalwood. That's probably Spirit being like, buckle up and be grounded, okay? Because that Sagittarius energy will be like, live, do something unexpected. It's like borderline chaos, but with good intentions. Because, you got to be easy. With the Sagittarius stellium, friends, like you have to, you got to know your alignment. Remember we talked about that because it's just fast moving. And yes, I understand to a certain degree, a Sagittarius would tell you there's a measure in chaos and all magic. And I totally appreciate the value of that. Okay. Is this it? But we talked about a lot yesterday. Yep, sure do have that Sagittarius stellium. Let me save this so I can print it. But I do want to talk about, too, I want to kind of shift gears, and you can go back to the collective message, because I think the grounding and a lot of the things that were coming through yesterday and like sharing the article with you and stuff like that, Spirit was just preparing us because it is a lot of Sagittarius frequency. It's kind of like trying to be on the back of a wild stallion. No irony there as I say that, because we are going into the year of the horse next year. Let's do fit to page. Is it oriented right? Yeah, I'll take that. Let's go ahead and print. Let's print it, friend. Is it going to print? Maybe it's just going slow. Is it just not meant for me to print it, y'all? Listen, Listen. I am looking at the chart though. Of course, in this new moon chart, we do have, again, Mars has went ahead and is now at 3 degrees in Capricorn. We have the sun at 28 degrees in Sag. We have the moon at 28 degrees. Do you see that? We have 10-10. And then we have Venus also at the 10th degree. We got 3 10s. Do you see that? Of course, we know we have Pluto in Aquarius. We know that we still have the North Node in Pisces. We have Saturn at the 25th degree, Neptune at the 29th degree of Pisces. Both of those are direct now. So I hope you feel... Do we not have pay? Is it not pay? Let me look. Excuse me, Molly. We don't have this. Is paper in the printer? Look, this is real time, okay, y'all? You know I keep it real. It's like sitting down having coffee over here. We don't edit. It's not none of that over here. We're a soul family. We tap in. It's just like we met up and we were chilling. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be none of that. Friend, I got to pull it up again. Hold tight. I think it is good, though, that we return to the Sagittarius frequency today. And it's like, how do we say? You know, we've already talked about not getting too crazy chaotic with this, because you can get out of alignment and go a little shadow chaos and kind of lose some of the hard work in this Virgo ruled year, doing a lot of this emotional maturity in this water. You can lose that easily. But the way that, okay, let me make sure, y'all, we got it set to the right printer, honey. We got, yeah. Maybe I clicked the wrong button. Maybe I did. Y'all leave it to me. I probably didn't click cancel instead of print. Who knows? I think she's going to print for us now, though. But what Sagittarius frequency can do in a higher vibrational, you know, an energy and the knowing of self, you know, I've done the work. I am clear on my intentions. I'm in attunement. Sagittarius frequency can really help you. There she goes. Look, there's our planetary line up here. Do you see 28 and 28? There's a 10, 8 plus 2, 8 plus 2, and another 10. Lots of completion. But a lot of 10s, mind you, and this is preparatory. Spirit says, remember, we talked about this for the year of 10. A lot of 10s also equals a 0 space that leads us to a 1. So at the same time that we are seeing a lot of, this could be spiritual lesson cycles. This could be lessons that taught you how to live authentically. This could be lessons that gave you the clarity of realignment. Preparatory new moon to go into the new year of 2026. And again, energetically, a lot of us, maybe we observe the new year in different ways, right? For me, the new year is really more like the lunar new year. I really try to do a lot of, you know, we talk about doing a good vision work in the winter. Or even if maybe this year you're like, honey, I just need recuperation, you know, restorative work in the winter. That sounds so good, doesn't it? And that's what I'm aiming for. I'm highlighting these 28 degree points. I'm also drawing a line under these other planets that are in Sag. Okay, I'm also circling Mercury, which is also at another 10. The 10 is wise, you know, because the 10 is cumulative. Again, it's the end of a cycle, but it's the beginning of something new. So look at that beautiful. You could say 10, 10, 10. You could say 0, 0, 0, then 1, 1, 1. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that that will ultimately reduce to a 1. It's like pointing to the alignment of this coming year of 10. This is exactly how I hear it. Spirit actually wants me to write that down for us too. So I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. I hope you're making time. If you didn't get a chance to do some spiritual hygiene, or maybe plan a little spirit bath or a foot soak, or even pick your favorite oil, light a candle, sit down and write some intentions out. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel that when we are in a big closeout like this, let me write this down because I be done forgot. 3 tens in alignment, Spirit says. Alignment. Leading us into the year of 10, right? This is what I'm writing down on our chart for us. 3 tens in alignment. Alignment leading us into the year of 10, right? Mercury, the messenger in Sagittarius, a lot of spiritual messages, really putting us on the right path, right? It's a lot of like stepping into new growth. What is this song that's coming through and I'm hearing it? Is that all we want to write about that, Spirit? Also, mind you, let's go ahead and set our intentions in this space. We are highly aligned with high vibrational frequency. We do honor duality, both light and dark here. We're always calling on ancestors, both galactic and earthbound, spirit team, guides, us with our higher self, right? The Davic nature spirits of earth. Beautiful sentient energy of the divine that connects us all. Okay, we are holding space for messages that activate us and align us with the highest and best good and harming none. And we set the intentions for health, wealth, abundance, healing, expansion, growth, wisdom, all those good things. That's what we hold space for over here. Oh, I'm hearing that. Was it Cinderella? Remember when Whitney Houston, who was it? Was it Brandy, y'all? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay, not that song though, but I'm hearing impossible. Things are happening everywhere or every day. Impossible, impossible. You know what I'm talking about? There's a true path that's going to be opening up. Perhaps you've already seen it. I feel like this came through in a recent collective message a few messages ago. We were talking about if you don't see the path in front of you, that's a good sign because it means you're in the very palpable present moment of the path unfolding. It's like you're on it. That would be like, it's like how Indiana Jones I'm seeing. Man, what a Sagittarius energy. Indiana Jones is like, you don't have to see the step. Just, if we're going to jump. And you're like, what, how am I supposed to jump? But I don't see the next, like, thingy that's rolling on. And these boulders coming. Do you not see the boulders? And Indiana's just like, come on. It's because this is very much the Fool, right? The 0. On the other side of the 1 is, that's the gag. That's the spell-breaking, unbinding moment where you hop the frequencies. Okay. Spirit is saying hop the frequency fence. And this is how we time travel. This is how we shift into the... Did I write France? Hop the frequency fence. Y'all forgive me. Look at this now. When you're in a channel in space, but you're also trying to write and talk, it gets a little crazy. Impossible. Impossible. So what is the path, you know? What is the path that feels impossible? Because I feel like that's the direction we need to be going in. Significant, miraculous new beginnings, I'm hearing. Yes, believe that it is that wild and outlandish. I don't know. Spirit has really taken us out here, you know? And this could be a wild and outlandish dream, creative goal, new shift in your career, where you may want to move, a bucket list kind of trip. You're like, I don't know, man. I'm going to write the damn book in 2000. What is that for you? What would that look like for you, right? Because we've got some powerful energy with this new moon in Sag. And that's whether you adhere to, this is the last new moon, maybe of the, again, Gregorian calendar year. You could say, I really do feel, though, because when we shift into Capricorn, we start to fix down the energy and begin to ground it. Although, yes, we are talking about embodiment and grounding. We did have all that come through yesterday. Obviously, of course, we're hearing authenticity very loud. We're hearing authenticity very loud. Of course we are with all the Sagittarius energy. It's like we want to be spontaneous, but at the same time, we want to make sure that spontaneity, that, wow, I feel these seeds are kind of starting to feel adventurous. I feel like a humming. It's like this is probably the Mercury and Sag and the Pluto and Aquarius, but it's like this vibrational frequency humming in the background, and it's like we're getting ready to expand, and it feels full. It feels like, okay, I'm seeing like you plug in a charger and it's like we're at 100% thing, and you're like, okay, you know, there are many new adventures ahead, Spirit is saying. But sometimes I think what we do, and we're programmed to do this, and we can teach ourselves new spiritual, mental, emotional programming, can't we? Thank goodness. It feels like you're glowing. Spirit said, you're glowing. You know how people will tell you that when they look at your face? Wow, girl, what you been doing, friend? Friend, you're glowing. It's this belief that new things are possible. But I think at this new moon, and perhaps you're still in that space, you know, people observe it as a dark moon where you still are doing your cleansing and your preparatory spiritual, you know, or tangible work, whatever the case may be. Your intuition, I think, will be whispering to you that things still need to be sacrificed in order for us to really jump, in order for us to really speak, to really channel, to really create. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing visions. You know what song I'm hearing too, you guys? It's always a song I know. Listen, I'm hearing that. I can't do it, but it's the intro to the just like a white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, yeah, ooh. Okay, Stevie twirling in her dress. You know, she got some kind of shawl on. It's like you're raising energy how you do in a ritual, but there's a vision. Because a dove, I'm seeing the Ace of Cups, how it comes down, and it a lot of times has that little disc, the wafer, if you know, you know, but it's coming down and it's sitting it into the cup. Okay, this could be into the waters that you've prepared. I'm seeing the white-winged dove. Just like a white-winged dove. It's an offering, but Spirit is like meeting you with what you've sacrificed, with that new, again, creative vision, spiritual vision, enhancement of intuitive clairs, psychic gifts, healing abilities. It could be a creative, like, I'm really setting a goal to shift my creative side endeavor, we don't always have to be monetizing and hustling. I mean, love and light, we all have different paths, right? You know, you do you and you trust your intuition. All of our paths, all of our journeys and soul contracts, all of the things we incarnated to do for the collective are going to be different, right? So you do you, boo, you know what I'm saying? To the max. But it doesn't always have to be monetization. This could be just like, you know, I work and I do what I do and my family, et cetera, what have you. But I really am going to try to paint those paintings. It's more about, how do we say, Spirit? It's more about putting a vision out. But there's something about making a sacrifice first. Spirit will meet you where you make this sacrifice. You're trusting. You got to be able to listen to that inner guidance, you know. Obviously, we've already highlighted here that the new moon is conjunct. Literally, they're right there. Because it is a new moon, right? So the new moon is conjunct. But also Venus, it's a little farther out from Mars. But I mean, we're all here together. It's loose conjunction, not tight, obviously. But, you know, we call it a conjunction. Venus and Sag, right? Mars and Capricorn. Now, if you look, though, we're also squaring down here this energy of Saturn and Neptune and Pisces. You see that? I mean, it's ish, but we're going to go with it. But you see that? You see the connection to Saturn and Neptune and Pisces? it's like an opening up, right? Again, remember we keep channeling with Saturn and Neptune in this Piscean territory. Also, of course, we have North Node still in Piscean territory, opening up. Who are you, and how does that connect you to the grander scheme, right? Just like Sagittarius will pull you up and out, come up out of it. We kept channeling that when we came into Sagittarius season. It will pull you up and out and realign you with that conjunction to the galactic center. Okay, it's a heart. It's like a chakras widening. I say heart really because we have so much water on the board, but it could also be that stellar gateway. We always talk about that with mutable fire. But then again, Mars moving ahead of the gang, right? Kind of leading the pack into Capricorn territory says, are you going to make a plan for it? Right? There's determination partnering with this like opening. I would not be surprised at all if you're tapping into, because we have visions, right? Authenticity, authentic visions. We have visions on the board here. I mean, on the chart, I would say on the board, on the table, because I'm always laying cards out. It's so expansive. It's so expansive. Again, we cannot reiterate enough. And again, it comes through with this new moon in Sag here. And I will say again, like I said, I don't really vibe with, oh, this is the end of the year, because I kind of see the year differently, and I flow in different timetables that are more in synchronization with the lunar cycles and the earth. But I mean, on the backs of all this Sagittarius frequency, preparing to shift then into Capricorn, where we will be grounding down a lot of things. Mars already moving ahead. It feels so powerful when it comes to setting intentions, when it comes to even kind of like gathering your courage almost, you know. I think it's a tricky spot, right? We're already pointing out the square between Saturn and Neptune and Pisces. You see that? It's a tricky spot because it's almost like a nostalgia, as those old gates and keys, those old timelines and dreams, they're dissolving. It's like what's that song, y'all? I'm hearing what's that? Blurred Lines. Oh, what's his name? Now I see his face, but I can't remember his name. Talking about blurred lines. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Some message from... Okay. Something about blurred lines, and I could see it because, again, as we have an awareness of all the beautiful, expansive potential, all the vision, all the authenticity on the backs of all the work that we've been doing, if you've been showing up, rolling up your sleeves and doing the challenging self-work, right? The healing of patterns, the understanding of the alchemy, the coming together of wisdom. I think we can also sometimes get in a place where when things are a little bit blurry, they're a little bit... dissolution is a tricky place because doubt can come up, nostalgia, plus, yes, the holiday season, you're around people that perhaps you've worked really hard to set up boundaries against. People will reach out, hey, how you doing? How's life? I just want to say, I hope you're doing well. Lots of apology. It's just that time. And plus, it's that time amplified like times 10 because of all these karmic cycles. People are people in an unavoidable way. And perhaps we can say all of us in one way, shape, or form, we're seeing the karma of Saturn wrapping up the alchemy of a lot of those spiritual lessons of Neptune. So discernment is so important. Discernment is so important because you got to pair that grounded embodiment with that expansive vision. It's really tricky when you get into, again, a lot of Sagittarius frequency. And it's easy to be like, oh, this feels exciting. Is this the adventure? And it's like, honey, no, the person... And you're like, I don't even know how they got in my inbox, or how do they have my number? You know you know those moments I'm talking about. Or so-and-so, that family member, I blocked them. Now they done called me on a... Y'all love and light. We won't even get into the narcissistic or the converted, underhanded, hey, I need your codependent validation. Why do you have boundaries? All these type of things occur a lot around the holidays if we get psychological and therapeutic with it. You know what I'm saying? Because other people are finding themselves, they are having to, you know, the way Saturn and Neptune moving in Pisces and a lot of things going on this year. I mean, it's closure. It's maximum closure and huge transitions. Dissolution cannot be said enough, right? Because the big placements in this new moon chart are going to be the squares with Saturn and Neptune, right? I would say, in the conjunction with Venus and Mars, because you want to grasp your self-worth in a new and expansive way and then redecide, how am I going to embody that into the tangible things that I focus my energy and time into? But also you're thinking, I do have some things as well that have been building. And so I don't want to have this one-off season where I'm trying to kind of escape reality. I don't want to think about the karma and the things that are closing and the people that I very well may never talk to again after this. Because again, this goes back to the white-winged dove sings a song. Now I'm thinking of how I used to have a friend, we'll just say, who had a tendency to want to, in these beautiful moments of alchemy, play like this sad stuff. And you ever met that person? And it's like, why are you choosing to go with that frequency in a moment like this? Now I'm hearing a moment like this, some people wait a lifetime. Okay, because it's like this shift. But there's the pull of the bathtub draining. We keep talking about that. And it's like, honey, you know what I'm saying? It's like your Meemaw or your Peepaw up here in the Appalachians, you sitting down, you know, Jupiter and Cancer, you sitting down having that hot tea. It might be Irish coffee at this point, y'all, because, woo, honey, it's been a year, but I digress. Listen, they would say, of all the things you could be doing and all the kind of year you had and everything is leading up to all this closure and whatnot, that person going to come to you with an apology. That's the energy you're going to entertain. And then this person that I'm talking about would be the type of person like you get in the car and you play all these sad songs that remind you of like, you're pulling, you get what I'm saying? What's the pull? Are you being pulled up and out? Get up out of it, right? Eagle's perch. We keep talking about that. Are you the eagle now of all those scorpionic frequencies? Or are you going to keep going back into that poison? Because there is great wisdom in I drank the poison to build the immunity. But honey, like Spirit is saying, the ancestors are saying, like at some point it's immunity time. Like you have to say, my immune system is done with your virus, right? Like I'm going on to expansion. I have this bigger purpose. I have this bigger vision. And we've kind of done all this dancing and speaking and talking about these truths as much as possible. How many times are you going to go back to that table? You know what I'm saying? And at some point, maybe you might find yourself saying, I don't even need to really be in that room anymore, because you are embodying those truths. And Sagittarius frequency can really powerfully help you in that way. You know what? I got to look forward. It's really just time for me to look forward. Also, we have to be prioritizing. Again, Sagittarius season is also about the great alchemy card of temperance. And saying, you know, you've got the one cup pouring into the other and you're saying, my energy and my currency is valuable and I just can't keep going back and going back and going back and pouring into certain things, or else the only thing at the end of the day, you got to get real with yourself. I mean, it's great to have empathy and compassion, but we have to learn compassionate detachment, and we get real with ourselves and we kind of say, I'm pursuing this expansion and I'm willing to make these sacrifices, because if I have 2 cups of energy and I'm doing alchemical work, I'm doing spiritual growth, maybe I've committed to a certain path and I'm disciplining myself, or maybe that looks like I'm disciplining myself to cut stuff off because I want the new. Imagine a slingshot. Like, I mean, you can only put so much stones, and if Spirit's pulling you back and pulling you back and pulling you back like a bow, hello, we're talking about the archer. If I'm shooting a slingshot, or if I have an arrow, like a slingshot is better though, because the way that I'm seeing it, you guys, is like you've been preparing for this expansion through all of this work that you're doing. Disappointing experiences, things that I gave up and tried to do for, you know, I came around so many times just to show that person, or just to know that my family knew I was going to do the right thing, and We've been through all these cycles, and it's like, you know what? No. I cannot put a backpack of heavy-ass weighted stones in my slingshot and expect that I'm going to go off to a new timeline. It's too heavy. It's just got to be the one or the two stones, and that's it. Do you get what I'm saying in that metaphor? I hope so. There is a beautiful frequency, too, about Sagittarius that says, have faith that the universe is working out. If you dreamed it and dreamed it and dreamed it and sacrificed for it, and you've been working hard and you've been showing up to life school, doing the hard homework, the universe is working in your favor. If you are, in fact, the universe dancing in divine form. And all this Sagittarius frequency has a way to say, I know you better trust the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? I know you better have faith. And faith can look like whatever archetype or whatever practice of beliefs or whatever. I hope we don't get dogmatic with it, because that gets unhealthy really quick. But faith as a general concept is like, I know that everything is working out for me. And the highest, best good. It always is working out for me. It's very Abraham Hicks in Sagittarius energy like this. And I know some people hate on that, but it's so true. And I dare you, before you hate on that whole practice of the mantra, I know I have everything I need exactly when I need it. I know that I'm driven to pursue this because it's in my heart for a reason, because the universe is always working out for me. I have used that concept in so many dark nights of the soul, when things were super fucking shitty and when things were really great, and it has never, and then throw in gratitude and generosity in there too, consistency and discipline in there too, and keep on saying, I know everything is working out for me. I know that my dreams are unfolding right under my feet if I just keep moving forward. Now, we're not spiritual bypassing. We talked about a lot of that yesterday, okay? We still have a lot of reflection work, a lot of cleanup work. We still gonna walk the rest of this 2025, year of the 9, year of the Hermit, Virgo energy. We're going to walk it on out. We're going to look back and say, I learned this about my health this year. I learned this about stress this year. I learned this about my job. I learned this about my daily routine. We haven't forgotten that. We're just not hopping up into faith, trust, and pixie dust like in a toxic way. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's like, hey, you know what? I think I see the motherfucking clouds parting back there. You know? And I think I see where we're going. It's like this clarity. It's the vision. It's the authentic vision. I'm telling you. Let's shuffle. Oop. Why? Look, listen now. I shook the box because I thought there was a card left. Let's see what card this is. The Emperor. Because you know what? This is Mars. This is Aries energy. Where will all these planets, namely, the main focus, of course, being Saturn and Pisces, when we get towards the end of Aquarius season, which tells us that Capricorn and Aquarius are going to be important energies for planning, for vision, for bringing things in order, for making sure we've cleaned up those loose ends with as much compassion as we can. The Emperor is Aries, because Saturn is going to go into Aries to restart all these new timelines, and Neptune will be there too. Now, Neptune not only, again, completing the Pisces frequency. Remember we talked about that whole 11, 12, 13, whatever years. And I was reflecting on my own spiritual growth. But Neptune's also completing 165 years of learning about spirit, of learning about occulted mysticism, of learning about gifts, of a reclamation of how we connect to the divine. It is kind of a nailing down of sorts. Now I'm thinking of the Hermit card and this teaching about nailing stuff down from spirit into the 3D. Now I'm seeing, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm saying the Hermit, the Hierophant. I'm seeing the Hierophant card. Perhaps some could be going on teaching paths or feel called to seek a new teacher. I'm hearing once the student is ready, the teacher appears, and that's vice versa. Once the teacher is ready, the students appear. That goes, maybe that's a specific message for some. Maybe some are completing some sort of learning path, to better your career, to start something new, certification, stuff like that. You're like, I'm moving to that city. I'm changing the way that I live, but I got to get this job. I got to complete this certification, whatever the case may be. But this is that Aries energy. And, this reminds me of Molly McCord talking about, and this aligns up with Sagittarius when it comes to philosophy, What is your faith? What is the truth for you? And how are you willing to seek it? Are you open to new adventures and new authentic visions? Okay. Because when Neptune goes into Aries and along with Saturn, right, in the spring or the late winter, whatever, right? A lot of things are going to kick into gear. But Molly McCord, I remember in one of her videos teaching about Neptune, was like, we're going to leave spiritual, intuitive, I don't know, savior, codependent, no one's coming to you. There's a lot of mindsets, beliefs, ways that we connect with ourselves out beyond the veils. We're going to leave that stuff and never, ever, ever come back to it. So it is really important to be super authentic in your vision right now. Whenever I see the Emperor come out on the table too, I know that it's very important to have strong energetic boundaries, okay? Man, a lot of people, they just don't have it. They just don't have strong energetic boundaries. We could have a hot child. We could go back into energetic, emotional, and trauma root work about why people don't have energetic boundaries. But this is kind of like, I have set down these new foundations. And what the Emperor does, as he is an embodiment of all the kings, is that he uses his wisdom and discernment. Everything does not come in his walls. He protects what he is building. And he ensures that the vessel or the building or the dream or the goal is secure and it's well on its foundations. That way, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting this like a castle has a moat and all these gates, and they don't just be letting the gate down for everybody, right? Okay, because why would we be doing all this work on our shadow? Why would we? And Mercury has now come out of like post-retrograde phases as well. And it's like my mind, my spirit, my vision, we are moving towards the new adventures, the new goals, the new aspirations, the new birth of who we are. And in fact, versions of us are alchemized forever. We could say they died, but in truth, we integrated them, didn't we? We did, yeah. But you got to protect that. You got to be willing to stand on that. This is giving like stand. I don't know. I'm hearing like, say that with your whole chest, stand on all. What do they say? They'll be saying, standing on business. Yeah, it's giving that. You know what? I did say what I said. You know what? Actually, I did mean that. And love and light and all compassion. I wish you well. I hope you heal and all that good stuff. But not over here. We have new security. We've rebuilt our walls. Yeah. Energetic boundaries. Okay, someone could definitely be, oh, hold on. Look, that's a lot of cards, but listen. Okay, look, we have, these just flopped right out. We have the Four of Wands. You guys know I call that my 1111 card. You're walking through new gateways and portals. I was just writing in my journal. There's still notes sitting over here. What's it say? Receiving the keys that Hecate has been waiting to give as we walk through the voided portals, new revelations, abilities of shape-shifting. We will be audited. Okay, I don't know. Y'all, I'm just reading off my little notebook over here that I was writing in. Yeah. And then here we have our portal card, a beautiful portal. Look at all the promise on the other side. Again, maybe you're walking up to that castle that you've been working on building, right? You see that? What I'm hearing, okay, and there's the authentic vision card to come out. The illumination of the Sagittarian frequency, the sun in Sag, the moon in Sag, the Mercury in Sag. Look, do you see that? So we have Four of Wands, Three of Wands, Ace of Wands. Oh, goodness gracious. We still working with this water though, right? Up until the winter solstice, right? We are making sure that we are not obligating, rechaining ourselves, rebinding ourselves to contracts that we've already done the I don't know, I'm hearing the waterworks on. Okay, I don't know, love and light. Maybe this is a divine masculine. Maybe someone's been crying, but they're ready to move forward. I mean, I could kind of see it in a 3D way. You see this? But the thing is, look at, okay. Do you see the Knight of Wands coming out? We just going to go ahead and read all the, look, because we got a couple more back here too. Do you see the Knight of Wands coming out? This could be an energy that wants to move towards you because they are hanging in the midst of dealing with karma. But we have to have those strong boundaries, those strong walls. You know what I'm saying? The Hanged Man is a Piscean Neptune card. The Devil is Capricorn. Who do we have on the table? We have Aries. We definitely got all the fire signs, child. We got Aries, Leo, Sag, hot out here. We got Pisces, and we have Capricorn. Those don't have to apply to you, but they could. Yeah, you know what? This just gives me, we're not going to go back and swim in waters that we've already healed from. It don't matter how many times you text me. It don't matter how, what, it's like an offer. Sometimes the Knight of Wands can be like a passionate, fiery offer. The Devil card is not inherently bad. It's about agreeing to contracts in the 3D realm. We do have Mars and Capricorn because we are rebuilding, but people see you rebuilding when they done had you hanging out by your feet. It does not have to be. It can be romantic. It can be platonic. We have lots of different type of soulmates and emotional bonded contracts. Please, love and light, I implore of you, Spirit says, let us not go back and hang ourselves upside down for lessons that we've already learned. This is what I'm really getting off of this. We have the potential after gleaning so much wisdom, right? We talked about Odin and his eye and how he rode his horse out to hang on the tree. But once you receive the wisdom, friend, he, she, them, they, love. You know we love everybody over here, honey. Don't lose a whole ass motherfucking eyeball and then go back and stick that same chain around your neck. Let's not do that, okay? We want to contract with new energies that are formed, that have come to us out of wisdom and discernment. That it don't feel like that here, though. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It feels like these look. Hold on, y'all. Can the stand cooperate with us today? Look at her. She doing good. Listen, you see, it feels like this over here. Sorry, guys. Hey, I really don't want to hang out in this karma. Hey, everything is fucking super uncomfortable over here. Hey, maybe we could go to that party. Hey, I got you a holiday gift. Hey, I keep hearing hey, but then look at us over here. Yeah, I bet, because look at, I've built this new kingdom. Look at my gateways and portals that I've opened up because I was willing to let things dissolve. Hecate is rewarding me with keys. Hangman with the Devil is giving void portals. I'm still hanging in them. Over here, it looks like we and Uranus and Taurus, we done found that unexpected new foundation. I'm about to grow this whole vineyard. I'm getting all my stuff set up. I've been gifted this beautiful divine vision. Do you see how I'm feeling that? And then look at this. Nine of Swords, we're not, guys. I love you so much. Spirit says, we don't allow someone, a situation, an old version of your negative pattern thinking that you've worked so hard to reprogram. Perhaps emotional, mental thought projections, whether it's done very knowingly through spell work and mental manipulation, which is real, y'all. It's real. We in the 4D, 5D, okay? That shit is real. But sometimes it happens and people don't know. You know, if someone is just crying over you and they don't know and they're sad because they're sitting in their karma, or a boss lost you from a job, or you moved from a city, and people, whatever it is, energy can still be projected, but we're not going to let ourselves, this feels like getting pulled down, like I said, while the bathtub is draining. You know what I mean? But the reminder of the Nine of Swords too is, we ain't claiming that. Look, we put this over here. Okay, love and light. We ain't claiming that. You know, rebuke and return to the sender threefold everything that we cannot alchemize that serves our highest and best good. And so it is, all right, over here in this pile. You feel me? The Nine of Swords too is a reminder that fear is disillusionment. And we're not going to sit in that, okay? It may come through. It may wash over us. You know what I'm saying? Because that happens when you're closing out cycles. That's like walking through the house and you're going to sell it. And sometimes you cry over some of the rooms that you walk through, but it doesn't mean you're about to go back in that whole damn house and just sit there. The house is empty, okay? I don't know, I'm getting an empty offer. An empty offer from the void, how do we say? An empty offer from the void portal of fear and shame and guilt. Ooh, but I'm about to dress it up. This would be like this knight coming up to this emperor asking, and he's like, you shall not pass. I don't know, it's something like this. Look at this. Oh, wow. Look at these. Okay. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. This is the preparation for those Aries timeline convergence points, I'm telling you. Yeah. This is the evolution of what this new vision and this new journey is going to be. Celebratory energy. Not quite to the 10 of, because it's interesting, because the 10 of Cups came out the other day, but now we're at the 9. I don't know, this kind of gives me it's okay to celebrate yourself. This could be very Venus and Sag. Just be easy. We don't want to go shadow with it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we can get super celebratory. Y'all look at all these cards. There may be times where we have conversations with people from the past. We kind of tie up loose ends and everything, but we just got to be careful in this energy because everybody looking at a lot of these wands over here. This is looking very mature. This is looking very regal. This is looking very, I'm at a different level. Oh, what's that song talking about? I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. But there is that shadowy water where it's like other people are really pessimistic. They're aggravated because they're not getting these visions. You know, it's that energy. And I hate to give it, but I'm going to say it. It's just for awareness. We don't claim this for ourselves, right? It's that energy where it's like, I am going to try to come and give you an offer. I see you're doing better without me. I'm frustrated. I don't want to do the work. Can you help me do the work? Can you pull me up out of this? And that's just not what we're called to do anymore. It kind of gives, you gave it all you could. You did the best you could with the person, with the job, with where you lived, with the family member, whatever the case may be. And then the 9 of Cups, it's almost like wants to sit right in the middle of this. It really does. Because this would be like a person sitting and reflecting on all their achievements. Sitting and reflecting. They know they're about to go into, we had 3 10s. Remember, 10, 10, 10. We're about to go past these 10s. We're about to prepare for this next coming year of 10. Which essentially is a year of 1, of new beginnings. The Magician. The Fool. The Wheel of Fortune. Jupiterian expansion. Okay, this is what all these cards, you see how the cards reaffirm that here? And not for nothing, when Jupiter finishes the journey next year in Cancer, where he going? He's going into Leo. Yes. And we're going to have some, damn, what was I going to say? Aquarian, oh shit, y'all, I'm sorry. We're going to have Aquarian node. We're going to have, Aquarian eclipse portals. Oh shit. Okay. It's good energy. You see the spiritual illumination. You see the gateways, 1111 card on the table. You see the vision. But do you see the culmination of how we started out on the table with an emperor that encompasses all the kings? That's wisdom. That's not no night offer coming in to get you. I'm just getting, for some, again, specific message. Divine masculine energy, I'm talking about energy, not gender, love and light. Divine masculine energy that has not matured at all. Let me get some of them cups. I would love to invite you to the party. Yeah, I know you would. Because this is wisdom and maturity over here. This is an elevation of creative, spiritual, passionate vision. You see what I'm saying? All of these wands, all this fire energy, Aries, all these fiery wands, more Aries, Leo, Sag down here. Maybe you have some of those as big prominent placements. I know I do. All over my chart, honey. I know you would like to be cut down from that tree and brought in from the cold, because I got a fire going over here, my solstice, my holiday, my Christmas, whatever you observe, right? I'm holding big light. I'm holding big weight. I'm holding big light. Oh, that makes me think about that vision I was telling you guys about when in the dream space, where all those light filaments and fibers, and I was seeing the sun card, and it was like she was in a meadow calling all this stuff back, and it was wrapping around her body. I'm hearing it gets dark before it gets light. We done been in that dark water, though. You know what I'm saying? The Queen and King of Wands, Queen and King of Wands is very beautiful, significant healing frequency. We are ready to connect with something, a vision, a creation, a birth, a teaching, which in fact all stems from what? A whole new version of ourselves we've created. I don't know, I'm hearing like it's bigger than mundane, authentic visions. is what we were writing on the chart. It's something about seeing the big picture. Right. Okay. But mind you, we're still saying grounded, right? Okay. I know that Mercury in Sag is going to be bringing us a lot of optimism, very big optimistic faith. I don't know. It's like a bigger vision. I'm seeing the bigger picture. As they both would be, right? They're both on their thrones. This is like exalted. This is like crown chakra energy. Even perhaps, again, the stellar gateways above the crown. Okay, great time to meditate, sit and write down visions that you see. If you have creative energy, taking notes, perhaps you are even channeling creatively or writing or painting or singing or whatever it is that you may be doing. Huge expansive energy on the table coming down through the crown and through the higher chakras. It'd be great right now as well to perhaps do protective meditations. Just, from projections. Love and light, they don't hold any power here, but we always love to have good energetic hygiene. I always tell people, it's not like you clean in your house. Okay, I don't know, you might be a Virgo. No, I'm just playing. I say that, but listen, Aquarius, we just as bad. I'm cleaning my house for me. I'm hitting the corners. I'm hitting the bathtubs. I'm tidying. I'm preparing the altar space for winter solstice to hold that bright light and have those filaments vibrating that warmth off my body. But it's like saying, doing spiritual hygiene and certain works. It's like, I'm not cleaning because I'm waiting on everybody to come in my house. I'm doing it because I know how it holds my frequency. I know how it clears my mind. I know how it helps me release negative energetic projections or attachments, etc. Right? I mean, you can't beat this. You cannot beat these cards with Mercury in Sag, with Venus in Sag, with Sun in Sag, with New Moon in Sag, right? But Spirit's reminding us to balance our idealism. It's super easy to skirt that line of idealizing things that can make us comfortable maybe just for one more go around, or can give us a hit of a high, or sure, I'll entertain that person's conversation. Maybe they'll make me feel good one more time and then I'll change. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to trick ourselves with idealism here. So just be mindful of that. But it's a very faithful, a very beautiful, a very optimistic, a very spiritual vibration in this new moon, whatever you're channeling it into. I will say spontaneity, directness, fast-moving fire of Sagittarius can kind of get blunt. It can kind of get debating. It's almost like how you get huffed up and puffed up because you're so excited about, let's say, oh, I'm going to be teaching these new astrology things next year, but you know that you tend to get on a soapbox in astrology, and then before you know it, you're at a holiday thing and you're debating people down to the ground, you know what I'm saying, about astrology. Like, that's not quite the energy we want to go into too much. Mars and Capricorn, Uranus and Taurus kind of give us that grounding, kind of like, again, we talked about yesterday. I'm embodying that. Therefore, I don't need to debate it. I'm optimistic and I'm faithful, but it's beautiful. It's mature. It's wise, like the kings and the queens on the table. It's like a slow to anger. You know what I'm saying? So also we have to say, when we have a lot of Sagittarius frequency, be mindful of just kind of being messy and all over the place. Committing to do too much, spending too much. You find yourself easily being like, I'm so excited. I'm coming up out of a certain frequency that I've been in this season. And so, like I said, I go out and max my credit card, love and light, or I'm going to bake everything for everybody one more time because I know everyone loves when we're skirting the lines of overcommitting, idealizing certain things. Again, let's stay focused as well, right? Without, again, being too dry, too rigid. It's more about being ambitious, about having clear intentions on your actions. So I really love this energy. It's very beautiful. Whatever you are working on setting intentions for, even if even if you're like, I don't really do all that manifesting, I'll just be vibing, then maybe you're just sitting and meditating with the middle pillar of light. Maybe you're sitting out in the sun and asking for wisdom and cleansing of everything that you've been through, or maybe not even cleansing, just alchemizing. But the beautiful thing about mutable fire and that heat is that at the same time you're heating, let's say, a liquid pot up, you are burning stuff off. But at the same time, you're keeping all those necessary, like, je ne sais quoi, those bits that make the flavor what it is. You know what I mean? That takes me back to the Temperance card. So yeah, I love this frequency, guys. Sagittarius Temperance card would be great to meditate with and work with. Anything involving candles, anything involving stoking light. You know, a simple thing you can do is just have a little plate of salt. And maybe you just have little tea light candles or just one. Sprinkling some herbs and meditating. Anything with lighting a candle for sure. Which makes me think of the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. Let's get a card and we will close it there. And then, it's Yule log on the bottom. Look at that. It's Yule log. I feel called to read it, though. I feel called to read Yule log because of all this fiery energy. And not for nothing, we're putting Yule log right down on top of the Nine of Cups, which is kind of like the middle point here in this transition. You see how this energy wants to kind of have us be more so over here? Yeah. Okay, look what's on the bottom after I shuffled. Okay, we're going to read Yule log and we're going to read ceremony, you guys. And candle magic is underneath. You can't make it up. Oh, shit. We have 444, you guys. Do you see it? We have 44 and 4. 444. New, powerful foundations being built. I love it. Okay, let's not read her upside down. That is not going to work. 44 is actually the last card in the book. Look, how's that for having 10, 10, 10 on the board, on the chart? How is that, right? More emphasis on completion. Shit, look. Letting go, creation, God, and the goddess. Insert me with a bleeding thought, a sacred creation birthed from thy. I am God, I am goddess. I am creation and the creator. This reminds me, too, of that 12th night work we're doing. Each night until we get up to the winter solstice. Have you been working on that? It's not too late. We're not in a hurry. Yule logs are burned for 12 days and represent the rising sun and the birth of the new sun god. Yule logs are decorated with all kinds of Christmas cheer. And when it is lit, each member of your household gets to take a turn, tossing in anything you'd like to release from the year. You know what? The mushrooms catch my eye. Because we were talking about mycelium. What was it? The wood wide web that came through yesterday? Look at the mushroom on this Yule log. The mycelium, the network, the things that were dying, which are in fact still very alive, just in a different energetic form. The mushrooms there. Love that. Each person gets to set an intention for what they hope to call into their lives. So intention setting, very, very important. Writing it down, journaling, doing meditations, clearing your frequency. And sometimes, mind you, let me say, quick lesson about setting intentions. If you can be bigger in the scope of it, that opens up the universe and your spirit team and ancestors, your higher self, the frequency of all different multi-dimensionalities. We don't want to pin it down too tight. Sometimes intentions might look like, I want to be abundant in a way that serves my highest and best good. I want to be sure that I have everything that I need exactly when I need it. I want to be abundant in the freedom of new adventures. I would like to experience more things that make me feel ... You know what I'm saying? That way the universe has more space to move for you, because sometimes your higher self might be like, friend, we had you all the way up here, but you pinned these intentions down on like level 10. We was going to go level 20 with you, but you got to let us work out of some of these constructs, okay? It's just a side note about setting intentions, okay? Each person gets to set an intention for what they hope to call into their lives. Yule logs represent the beautiful cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. When we clear out the old, we make space for all of the beauty left to come. Creation is a harmonic blend of both destruction and building. Some things must be cleared and destroyed so that you have room to welcome in something new. Channel the energy of the goddess by healing and letting go of anything holding you back. Then channel the power of the god by invoking action, courage, and determination. Both energies, male and female, are required to be successful in your dreams, goals, and manifestations. Yule log reminds you that what you wish for will take more than one approach, or can be. Sometimes I think you could read that and be like a little tired by that, but it can't. How about it can present itself in a multi-dimensionality of ways? How about that? Right? What you wish for, I think of the rune how I don't know if it was a one-on-one or a collective reading, we were talking about the rune of right wishing. T-wise, I think it was. It makes me think of that. Okay, let's also read number 4, ceremony, again with the candles. I mean, I know somebody was like, girl, it's a winter solstice deck. Of course there's going to be a lot of candles. Look, hush. There's a whole bunch of cards in here don't goddamn one candle on them. So listen, I love to see a good synchronicity, okay? All right, so ceremony. Look at the red. I'm hearing blood, sweat, and tears. Ooh, spirit, don't I know it? I'm hearing something. The red is making me think of like how Aries. It makes me think of Aries because Aries controls like blood and circulation. There's something about circulating the light. Okay, oops. Oh, I hope we don't get flagged, friend. It's something about working with circulating the light. Shoot, now we got to cover her up. Sorry, y'all. Okay, rite of passage. Honey, if the end of this year ain't a rite of passage, I don't know what it is. Listen, rite of passage, direction, intention. Ceremonies are rites of passage that mark the end of one way of being and the beginning of a new journey. We see them represented in birthdays, graduations, and in the case of magic, a series of steps that direct energy towards your desired intention. To perform a ceremony is a pledge to transcend your former self so that you may become wiser and more powerful. You have pulled ceremony because you're ready to rise to a new level of being. Where you are now is much too small for who you're becoming. Exactly. This is exactly what we've been talking about, right? You're ready to expand and to start reaching for bigger goals. Do not be afraid of your power, for you are destined to do and have more extraordinary things. If ever you doubt yourself, know that you have earned your seat at this new table through the lessons, challenges, and hardships you have previously endured. You may wish to perform a ceremony of your own to cement your commitment to a new direction. Beautiful. So perhaps you guys maybe have a ceremony planned for either the new moon or the coming winter solstice. If that's the case, I love that for you. Ceremonies can be complicated and beautiful and detailed and all-encompassing, or they can be really simple, right? It's totally up to you. So I'm going to leave it there, family. Thank you for being with me. Happy new moon in Sagittarius. I hope you take advantage of this beautiful, expansive energy. Take good care of yourselves, and I look forward to connecting with you soon, okay? Love you guys. Bye.